Hello everyone, this is Kathy at Soaps and More by Kate Jane, and I have everything here. I'm going to color with zinc oxide, non-nanoparticle zinc oxide, and I'm actually using some carrot puree and also some activated charcoal, and all these three things are good for skin and acne and so forth. My recipe has kaolin clay in it. It actually has some cottonseed oil in it, and I know that cottonseed oil is not an oil that lasts a long time, but it's very good in the linoleic fatty acids, and so that is good for acne and skin problems. So I am using some of that in this recipe, making only a 4-bar batch so that it's not going to sit around forever. And I guess that's everything I need to tell you before I get started. So I have most of my ingredients already here in my little crock pot. I'm going to mix them a little more. And I am doing hot process today, so bear with me. I haven't made hot process for a while, and I'm just not real sure how it's going to go, so we'll find out together. Okay, I'm going to add my lye water. And with this being hot process, I can just stick blend it right on up to trace. Okay, we're at a good trace right now, so I'm going to clean this off and put the lid on it. And I'll let it cook some, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, I'm back, and it's been about 8 or 9 minutes. And I just checked the temperature, and it's still under 150. And we're getting some cook around the edge. And this is all nice and thick here, so I thought I would just give it a stir and mix it all in together to try and help it to cook real evenly. And cook it another probably 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, it's been about 8 minutes, and I'm getting a lot of separation in this. So I'm going to stick blend it again and see how it's really, I don't know how good you can see it, but it's really separated with oil sitting on top. So I'm going to go ahead and stick blend this and try and get it to come back together. And I'm just going to scrape down the edges here again. And cover it up and let it cook a little more, and I'll bring you back again. Okay, this is beginning to look translucent, so let's see what it's doing. Okay, underneath it's very white, so we're getting there. It's starting to look a little mashed potato-y with this white, and this is what we want. And this batch of soap I used 40% water in, which is something I have not done before. So it is a little bit of an experiment that way as well. But that's okay. I've also have oil that will be my superfats in this soap that I'm putting in at the end, that's mixed with my colorants, my activated charcoal and my zinc oxide and my carrot puree, and that will thin things down more so at the end. I'm also going to be adding a little bit of yogurt, and just about probably a tablespoon and a half of yogurt. And I will bring you back again in a few more minutes. Okay, here we are to stir some more, and it's starting to look more translucent now, less of the white coming up from the bottom. So we are nearly done with our cook. And now we can test this. It's not going to be green yet on the litmus paper, but we can do a test. And I've torn this in half, so it's kind of a small piece. We're just going to dip it down in this. And see, it comes out kind of a, whoops, I dropped it. Kind of a purplish color. I'm taking my glove off to pick it up. But here you can see it's purple, and I want it to be at least like a navy blue. I checked my little chart that comes with the litmus paper. I'll show that to you too. And we want it to be between a 10 and a 7. So I like it to be like an 8 or a 9 color, which is kind of an olive green or a dark olive green. But if it's blue, like the number 10, that's okay. And then you could take it off. And it's going to continue to neutralize as it cools down. See, there's still a little bit of white coming up from underneath. But soon that will stop and it'll all look kind of like Vaseline. If you haven't made hot process before, it really kind of does look like Vaseline when it's done. And I'm gonna bring you back again in just a few more minutes. Okay, we're back again. And I think this time we're gonna call it good enough. We'll test it with our paper, and if it's even a 10, then we're gonna go. But we still got a little bit of lighter underneath, so I don't believe it's going to be a green color yet, but we'll test it and see. I think it's closer to a 10 in color, so that's neutral, between 7 and 10. Since we've got a lot yet to do with this soap, I'm going to turn off my crock pot and take it out of the base and start it cooling so that I can add, and I'm going to add my yogurt now, and I will add my essential oils with the clay, kale and clay in them, after I've added my yogurt and stirred it well, because that'll start cooling it down more. And right now, let's see, the top of it is about 160. And here goes my yogurt. And this is my essential oil. I have juniper berry and clary sage and lavender and tea tree oil in here, mixed with 1 tablespoon of kale and clay. Put the lid on that to keep the heat in for the moment. And then I'll be putting these into 3 containers for these colors, but I'm gonna buzz these, use my mini mixer again, try to reincorporate these colorants with the oils. And this is the activated charcoal. And actually the oil that I mixed these colorants with is lavender infused olive oil. Okay, I think I am going to put these in the microwave. Okay, I did heat those just slightly off camera, and now I'm going to divide this up, try to do about thirds. And I've got my containers that I'm going to put the colors in sitting in some hot water. Hopefully that will help it to stay fluid a little bit longer. And now, I've got a gear tie. My gear tie is bent to fit my mold. And I'm using the gear tie because it's thicker and it may drag better in the thicker batter. Okay, and here's the plan. Down the center, straight down the center. And then I'm going to pull it towards me if I can. Okay, and then I'm going to pull it angling upwards towards me through the soap. And then I'm going to go over and back down the center. Then I'm doing that on the other side. Angle it towards the upper top, bring it over and back down the center. Now, that's all I really wanted to do. But obviously I have to bring this back out. So I believe I'm just going to push it or pull it, if I can, across the bottom and bring it up and out. Okay, and then I'm going to spray some, I have 70% rubbing alcohol, and I'm going to spray it around on the top to try and help me to do some kind of a swirl in it. And I will bring you back for the cut. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. But I will be back for the cut. Bye bye now. Well, I'm back to cut this clean skin soap that I made earlier. And I had put it in the fridge. It's been about 4 hours since the time I put it in the fridge. And I have no idea what it's going to look like. We'll see if it did what I wanted to do. It may just be almost nothing. So let's make the cut and find out. Okay, that's not really what I wanted or expected, but there it is. And there you go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.